Hey Dad, so I'm going to show you how to do this right now. So from the beginning, open classic gardens, you already have that. Create nested index and match function. Okay, so we're going to start with A, this first one. So we're going to click on the mailings sheet tab. So we're going to go to mailings. Okay, zoom in a little bit. Okay, next it says select and name A3 to D28 as responses. So you're gonna highlight these right here, and you're gonna name them that. Okay. So you can come up here and name them responses like I already have. Okay. Hit enter. Boom. These are responses, and it's important that when you refer to this, that you type it exactly as it is. So capital R E S P O N S E S. Okay, you're going to use that in this next step. Okay, so that was step A. Step B, click the mailing stats sheet tab, and then it says click B21 and change type Carthage. Okay, you know how to do that. So we're just going to go ahead and skip down to step D, which says click cell C21, start an index function, select the first argument list option. So we're going to go to mailing stats, C21. We're going to hit equals, okay? And then what we're going to do is we're going to type index and then half a parenthesis. Notice how there's two formulas down here right below it. We're just going to use that first one, okay? Also, it's important to note that it's important to note that there's commas in between each of these functions. So it says array, row number, column number. There's a comma that separates them, okay? So it'll grab data here, and then if you put a comma, then it will grab this data, comma, grab this data, and then parentheses, and then it will use it to put out a function. So it says in the instructions, it says, choose responses range for the array argument. Okay, all you're going to have to do is just type in responses, because you already named that as data, and then you're going to hit a comma. And once you hit the comma, notice how the blue highlights down here. And so that moves to your next part of the function. So it says row number. It says click the row number box, which we did. When you hit the comma, that's what you're doing. Okay, and it says nest a match function. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to write match, and then hit half a parentheses. Notice how a different function came up. So lookup value, lookup array, match type, end of parentheses. That's a whole other function within a function. When you have a function like index, that's the big function, and inside it you put another function, which is match, that's called nesting a function. Okay, so we'll continue. So it says nest a match function, we just did. Select B21 for the lookup value in cells A3 to A28 on the mailing sheet. So we have to go to the mailing sheet to do this. Okay. Actually, excuse me, it says B21 on the lookup value. So that, I'm assuming, is going to be in this sheet. So you're going to do B21, which is that one. Okay. Notice how this changed to B21. We grabbed it. Now we're going to hit comma. Now we're going to go to lookup array. It says cells A3 to A28 on mailings sheet for lookup array. Okay, so now we're going to go down here. We're going to click on the mailings tab. And it said A3 to A28. So A3, we can click and drag all the way down to A28. 8. Boom. Okay. Notice how up here it maintains that same function. That's what we want to do. Okay. And then it says, you don't need to click this. You're already in it. It says type 0. So move on to the next one. So we're going to do it, hit comma, to move on to the next one, and we're just going to type in 0. Okay? And we're going to close the parentheses. Notice when I did that, that whole function from right here to here is its own. And now that is being input into the bigger function index. And so now we hit comma again to move on to the column number. That's what we want. So it says in the index, which you already did, click the column number box and nest a match function to look up cell D3 on the mailing sheet in the lookup array A3 to D3. Okay, so we're going to put another match one in there for columns this time. We're going to type match and hit half a parenthesis, and then it says to grab cell D3 to look up D3. Okay, so lookup value. So we're going to click D3 right here. Boom. All right. We hit a comma, and then it says lookup array A3 to D3. So then that's going to be our lookup array. So A3 to D3, just like that. Hit comma, and then it said to put 0 as the match type. So then we put 0, and we close the parentheses. Okay, so that closed the parentheses for this function. Notice how they're in red. Okay, but now we need to close this parenthesis out here to close the bigger function. So hit another one. Okay, and notice how the functions went away. And then you hit enter. Boom. It gives you a number right in that box. Okay, so that's the first part.